Hello, and welcome to another episode of Chaos Craft. This is the Chaos Craft logo I drew on my iPad Pro. Alright, so I found some cool stuff. So I released the new updates. They're pretty widely utilized by my servers right now. As you guys can see, we've got a bunch of generations 3s in there. And I found evidence of them placing blocks. Okay, I found very specific evidence of them placing blocks. So notice this block is placed one whatever off the ground. And if we look back here, there's another version. There's some guys running amok. There's another one right there, placed in the air. And there's at least one more over here. So we've got some pattern to that happening. Now, what sucks is that the place block code, after the callback, does not seem to be firing off. I want to keep going and try and see if we can find more of these somewhere or another over here. Yeah. So we are seeing people place blocks. It's an interesting place for a horse to be. But unfortunately, it's not registering that the block has been placed, so those guys aren't getting that achievement, and they're not being allowed to spawn higher generations, which kind of sucks. Whoever that is, they didn't make much further than that. So because of and I think this is in the Mindflyer code, or possibly on the server, because of that, we're struggling right now. So I need to dig in and figure out why this doesn't trigger the place block callback. Don't go full screen on me. I can show you guys where it is. It's an output node block. We're going place block. But the place block attempts are getting logged. If we go in here and if I go distance traveled and I go place block attempt, you can see here. The interesting thing is they're all Gen 0s. The place block is not getting logged, so that's over here to the callback from smart place block. Somehow that's not getting called here, and this achievement's not being fired off. So, got my work cut out for me, but the plus side is people are digging clearly, and they are placing blocks in somewhat of a pattern, at least this one pattern so far. We're not seeing structures yet, but we're seeing, this is more like the beacons, where they're not just placing on the ground, they're placing it in at least one off the air. And the question is, like, are they building one, placing one, two, and then redigging that, or did somebody else come along and dig that away, so that's kind of the question right now, because they can't really, I don't think the physics of Minecraft will let them do that. So we're seeing some type of patterns going on here. Ignore these guys, I put those two there, that was me. But it's pretty cool stuff. I wonder if anybody's run off this way yet. No, doesn't look like it. Oh, and I added this new feature to track how people die. So you can see that this is is basically a fitness function thing. So failed to travel, most of them are, we had 1,867 of them stillborn, basically. 43 of them drowned, which makes sense. 91 of them got old. I only let them live to be 100 ticks right now. And death fell accident generic. So sounds like one of them fell to their death, which is probably in that hole that was right there. And 135 of them, it says failed to dig, which isn't true. Actually, let's look at the stats real quick. See, these guys all dug, so that's good. So yeah, that's interesting. A lot of them will fail to dig there, and then at Gen 4, nothing happens. Either way, I got some work cut out for me, but that's the gist of it for Chaos Craft for today. The good news is that we're seeing that pattern emerge, the pattern of block placement off the ground. So, all right, thank you guys again. If you guys aren't familiar with Chaos Craft, check out the first video. This new stuff's pretty cool. I'll be around. Thanks.